What's good, everybody? It's Mike Reed, and welcome to My Life Ministries, where leadership, influence, faith, and involvement are the principles that we look to live by every single day of our life. And by us living those principles, it helps us to help youth to become motivated young leaders that implement faith every day in their lives as well. Today, I just want to get on here, and the more that we try to understand the plan of God, it takes us away from the faith that we are supposed to have in God's plan. And we find ourselves so much trying to understand the next step, understand the next move, understand why we face this and understand why we face that, understand why prayers have been said and prayers are not answered. Everything is understanding, understanding, understanding. God, I don't understand, I understand. But whenever we try to understand the plan that God has, our faith, it begins to decline. And the reason why our faith begins to decline is because it takes faith in order to believe in God's plan. And when we don't have that faith to believe in God's plan, however it is that He sees fit, then that's the reason why, due to our understanding of trying to figure out what His plan is, it takes us into a place that we don't need to be in. Now, when God decides to give you an open door, which He has already opened up for you, He's already opened up, so many doors for you. He's bringing so many doors to you. He's giving you access. He's giving you permission. There's so many opportunities that God has given to you and He's placing in front of you. But the reason why you're not able to access that, and the reason why you're not able to move forward in that, is because you're not allowing faith to be your key. And faith is the key to unlock the door, because when you have faith, that means that, God, I'm going to trust in you even when I don't understand it. So I have to but I have to push myself to a point to where I'm not going to think about what's going to happen. I'm not going to focus on what's going to happen. I'm not going to think about what's going to come out of this. I'm not going to worry about, God, if you send me down here or you send me down this road, what's going to be at the end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trust and I'm going to have faith in you. And the more that you begin to have faith and you allow that understanding to be eliminated of trying to figure out and understand the plan of God, that's when God's able to move you forward in so many different ways in your life. You see, there's doors that are waiting on you. There's things that God, He has for you, and He's ready to bless you with them, but He needs such a transformation within you for you to say, Lord, I trust you enough. Lord, I trust you enough, no matter what it is that I look like, no matter what it is that I'm going through, no matter what it is that's bothering me. And the moment that you get to that level, that's the moment that God begins to say, now you're ready. Now you're prepared, because you removed trying to understand what I'm doing and understand where I'm taking you, and you allowed your faith to be in front of it. You see, faith is what gives you the map. Faith is what gives you the key. Faith is what gives you the direction, because faith is when you trust in God even when you don't know. Faith is when you walk out and you put the work behind what God has allowed you to understand, and then you go and you put that work behind it to where God can be able to multiply whatever it is that He's telling you to do. He's able to push you in the direction of wherever He's telling you to go. But we have to get out of the mindset of thinking that it's our job to try to understand, because we're faced with so much stuff in our life. God is ready to bless. He's already blessed. Everything that you've been waiting on, everything that God has given you, it's already there. And you have to remember that God is not a God to where He sits back and He gives you the full plan right away. He's never going to do that, because if He gave you the full plan right away, you would run away from it, because you don't understand the things that you have to face in order to get to where God is taking you. And some of us are going through those moments in our life right now to where we're like, God, I'm going through all of this, and then, my expectation is to receive this, or my expectation is to elevate this way, when God's like, but you're still trying to understand what the plan is. All I need you to do is trust in me and let me work it out. Trust in me and let me put it in place. Trust in me and let me move you to the direction that you need to move, to be moved in. And the moment that we release that type of understanding and we begin to walk in faith and we begin to move the way that God wants us to move, is the moment that God will continue to bless us, and the moment that God will give us access according to our faith. That is the key. And so get out of the understanding of thinking that, oh my God, I gotta figure this out because God, you promised me this, or you said this, or you said that. So you're literally searching and searching and searching, trying to find this understanding of, I need somebody to tell me this. I'm going to watch this message because I need to hear a word from God. I'm going to read this because I need to hear a word from God. And then we get frustrated when God doesn't give us the answer that we need because we're trying to understand the way that he's moving. We are not going to understand the way that God moves. His plan, it's so hidden. His plan is so secretive. God will only give you what you need to know. He'll only tell you what you need to know. He'll only give you what you need at that moment. And you have to be okay with understanding that, because that's how God works. Because God, he's opening up a door. He has everything that you need right there in front of you. But it's just up to us to stop trying to understand how things are going to go and just continue to walk in faith. And if we walk in faith, I promise you, God is going to do some things that are literally going to blow your mind. He's already beginning to do things that are blowing people's minds right now. People have received things that they've been praying for, and it hasn't even been more than half of the year already. It's the beginning of it. So God is opening up more doors for you in your life, but it's up to you to have faith so that you can receive it, and stop trying to understand what God is doing in your life and just trust him by faith that God knows what he's doing. So I just wanted to get on here and encourage somebody and let them know, stop trying to understand the plans of God and just have faith and walk in him and let him show you what he's going to do for you. So you guys have a wonderful and a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.